3 minutes. Gentleman is recognized for 3 minutes.
I thank the gentlewoman for yielding me this time to speak on this legislation. It's very clear, because of the fragile state of our economy, that there are many important provisions in this tax bill before us. For middle-income families, it means their tax rates will not go up. For people in need of unemployment insurance, it extends those benefits another 13 months. And for families struggling to make ends meet, this bill extends the tax credits to them so that they can pay for their children's education and they can take care of their children. And these are lifelines for hardworking families that are struggling in this economy. I have fought my entire public career for these tax breaks for middle-income families, to support middle-income families, to make college more affordable. And these provisions help some 155 million Americans in this economy. But that's not all that's in this tax bill. Tragically, these 155 million Americans were held hostage to a ransom that the Republicans would only help these families, help these individuals, help these students struggling in school if we gave tax cuts to the wealthiest people in this country. It's as if the wealthy don't have enough money and struggling middle-class families have too much. But that was the price that was extracted for this legislation, to help these 155 million Americans struggle through this economic downturn. So we see that some $25 billion will be lavished on 6,600 of the wealthiest estates in this country. These are estates in excess of $10 million for a husband and wife. These are estates that have used all of the tax laws to minimize the size of that estate to their advantage before they pay the estate tax. But we were not prepared to give, or the Republicans were not prepared to give, unemployment insurance to millions of Americans who are struggling to find work unless they could provide this money to the wealthiest people in the country. This is not fair. It's unnecessary deficit reduction, and it has no stimulative value. Economist after economist has told us what happens with this money when you give it to the wealthiest people in the country. They put it in the bank, and someday they may use it or they won't use it. It's not like families, middle-income families, that have to pay the rent, pay the lights, send their kids to school. It's a completely different operation. So no stimulative value to giving billions and billions of dollars to the richest 2% of the people in the country. It's not fair in terms of the resources of this country being used for those individuals while other families struggle, and it creates deficit unnecessarily. If you're going to create the deficit, it at least ought to be stimulative, at least ought to grow the economy. That's not what this does. It should be rejected for this reason, because this deficit, beginning in the first of the year, will start immediately coming out of the hides of programs to support these very same middle-income families in the education of their children.
Gentleman from California.
Mr. Speaker, at this time I'm happy to yield 3 minutes to my very good friend and California colleague, the gentleman from Elk Grove.